been known by many names. George Wilkinson, Edward, sometimes Teddy, Davis, and perhaps most famously, the JewBoy. I was sentenced to transportation for attempted theft. Attempted. I didn't even steal anything. And yet they would take away my liberty. They would rob me of my freedom. So, I spent the last few years trying to regain it. I escaped Hyde Park Barracks and farms in Penrith, Hexham, Aberdeen, where I was sold into slavery. Soon, I met up with other men who had also escaped, building an army like the slaves of Rome that would challenge a new empire. Among them were John Marshall, what we called Jack, James Everett, transported at only 15, Robert Chitty, who was had for absconding from the army, John Shea, from County Kerry, and my Aboriginal mistress, who became adept at reloading our pistols and guarding prisoners. Many have tried to assign us a leader, but we had none. We were a band of brothers. We traversed the great North Road, where we had many friends, robbing from the rich and often given to the poor, assigned slaves, as I had been. We had the best of horses, and we wore the stylish clothes of those we robbed, which allowed us to continue, more or less, undetected. But I insisted we never shed blood. Until one day, in Scone, we split our labours. I went to bail up St Albans Arms with Everett and other men, while Shea, Chitty and Marshall robbed Thomas Danger's store. As they left, the foolish clerk fired upon them. The authorities pursued us to Doughboy Hollow, intent upon a reckoning for our crimes, bent on sending us to the gallows for our ideals. And of course under the guise of the crime of murder for Shea and the rest of us for aiding and abetting. Again they pursue me for something I didn't do, a crime for which I was not even present. If you excuse me, it's probably time I try to make my escape.